Dante RC here, and this is my traxxas Slash. I got it used from my cousin. It's a two-wheel drive truck with Blenion VXL 3S brushless system in it. But the thing that makes this one different is that it's a two-wheel drive converted into a four-wheel drive twin motor. Now, as you can see, I got two receiver boxes, one here and one here. This is just basically the Y connection and the front-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive on-off switch. That's four-wheel drive. Then you push that up. It's two-wheel drive because it cuts out the power to the front ESC. I'll just turn it on to show you it. So it's two-wheel drive right now. So you got my batteries. I need new batteries for this because this one's old and barely works. The fan's a little loud. But see, I got the fan system on it. And as you can see, the one's running, but the other one isn't. Press that button, the front one's now on. So now you're in four-wheel drive mode. Press that button, it shuts off. You're good. Then the button doesn't work right now for turning it off, so I just unplug it. Simple as that. It's very awesome. Basically, it's basically stock, but not stock at the same time because of the two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive twin motor conversion. And I got RPM mud flaps, but not the RPM rear bumper, which I just basically attached the front with this Allen key and some twist ties and the normal bottom screws, and I extended the mud flaps a little bit. I got the Proline calipers SC, short course tires on them, soft compound. This is actually a very awesome car. Right now, the front wheels don't turn because it's just the rear arm or rear axle carriers for the right now, because basically I need the four-wheel drive front steer knuckles and that, but I don't have those. And right now I'm running a 23 pinion to a 86 spur, which is very nice, I find, but up here in Canada with the high gear ratio, I had my buddy's brand new two-wheel drive Slash, and I put this system in it, and it was slipping like crazy. I need to tighten that a little bit. Well, and it was slipping like crazy with these tires, and it was actually very good with the first RC. You guys might see it, the Caldera 10E. I got these big tires from it. They're still in decent condition. They're nice and soft, right? Let's throw those on the back, and they got really nice grip. Like, it looks kind of strange with it, but they got nice grip on them. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to put these on the back and these on the front, but I might do that, but if I put these tires on, I can't use the body because already it's moved up a little bit. I had to cut new holes and replace them. Replace the body. So I had to cut back here on the body a little bit in order to let that die down. I'm getting batteries this week. The batteries that I'm getting are going to be a Venom Power 5000 milliamp. I'm trying to get an 8-cell one to fit in here. Basically, I'm going to fit them in like that, right, with the humps out, and they can fit side by side. It'll get nice and warm, but what you gonna do? And also, the back, you can see this web of elastics, and there's this arm here. That's basically because that is a weed eater piston arm, right? I think so. Yeah, whatever that's called. As the hitch, basically twist tied on. But basically, if I'm going to be towing something, there's going to be a lot of weight already in this. I'm going to need more weight, or need something to hold the suspension. So that's basically what this does. I just unscrew this screw it on, and it'll stay down like that, so that you can't basically do that. But the elastic's basically there so that I can keep it on and still have the suspension without those flapping in the way. They'll go places. They'll always go back to that spot. So, if you guys are wondering how I'm going to be running, how I modified the front to run it, was basically I took this part here and cut the bars off here and just use that, and drilled some holes here to attach the front like that. So you got your basic holes there for the motor mount or whatever, well, the differential mount, and then you got the two screws here that would originally mount the front wheel part, but now it's mounting this to that. I will be getting this in steel, bending it a little bit, tempering it to make it so that it's not flat, so that if I hit something straight on, it's not going to try and break it this way. It's going to come back and up, as the two-wheel drive or the slashes basically have that feature. Then on top, basically, is just going to be a steel bar, steel plate that gets mounted up onto here and welded onto this steel plate already here. If you guys can see that, I'm not too sure. There's a lot of stuff in the way, but yeah, that little steel plate there. That basically, I should hook up my motor. That basically right there would be welded onto another steel plate that's mounted higher up on the chassis. I was given two two-wheel drive slashes, so I got another chassis here. I like this one because it's black, not white and orange, but I just decided to mount it on that one. So basically a steel plate would be coming up here, and if I got my wood, well, I can't find the normal piece, but this is say this is the part that's attached to the front here. This is basically on there like that, screwed onto the front. It's loose in that, so then this piece I'd just probably pop underneath it, bolt it on with like 1 or 2 bolts, and then weld this piece onto that, which it's honestly not hard to do this, but you gotta have the right mind set to do it, right? And also, if I take there's the normal part where the steering arm goes, or whatever they call that, right? But I've cut out another one of these and 2-ton glued it, and then hot glued it on. It's just mounted up closer. This needs to be bent down more. So basically it's mounted up more, and then longer arms for that. Basically works nice. This, I honestly can't wait till this thing gets up and running. But what I might just do is mount these RPM bumpers right here to sort of minimize like the dirt. Maybe mount it on the corner here. Minimize the dirt that the wheels will kick up onto the ESC. Right, just mount one there and one there. Until I can get like the actual guard that goes there. I might just like these there for now. Looks good. So yeah, that's basically the RC. Now if you want to drive front wheel drive, I don't know if you can do it, but no, you can run front wheel drive. It doesn't allow you to turn it off anymore from those buttons. It allows you to turn it on from the buttons, but not off, which I feel isn't too bad because I really hate them. Especially up here in Canada, ever so often, it gets like, the buttons get sticky if you ever if you live up in Canada, you know, you're out there bashing, these buttons get really hard to take off or turn on and off, and they always get held down and goes through the modes and all that horrible stuff. In the bearings, I'm running Lucas Oil Extra Heavy Duty Wheel Bearing Grease. This is for an actual car, but I find it works just perfectly for these bearings as well. I'm also running that in the front differential. I am planning on locking probably the rear diff, getting like a new gearing set up and locking the rear diff with 2-ton oil or 2-ton glue. You can buy that at most hobby stores. It's not that expensive, I don't think. I don't know, I've never bought it. But for the shocks, I have 2 shocks in it. Well, actually 1.5. I have a full shock, and then I have half of one mounted just a little bit higher. If you look back, you can see the 2 shocks, how there's that one compressed one there, and then that one not so compressed. So it handles drops, you know. That just bottomed out, but really you can't do much about it. Especially with the 2 batteries in it. It's going to be like one battery almost bottoms out with that, so I need heavier oil in these. I'm going to get new shocks eventually, so yeah, I'll post a new vid when I get it running out in the snow. Might not be that good, but it'll be there.